Okay. Hi. We're going to do lifting a TV in this exercise about weight. So when you're doing weight, it comes down to sort of two things that you have to do. One of them is compression, and the other one is extension. And by combining those two things, um, you can show your weight, show that weight is being applied to the object. So here she is standing upright. And if I want to go in here and show none, and I want to set keys on all of her NURBS curves, so we'll select those and set a key there. And then I'm going to go to frame. Usually it's about 10, but that's a pretty aggressive go down and grab. So I'm going to go 15. And we can move it back if we need to. All right, so then I'm going to show all of our polygons again so I can see what I'm doing. So when I say compression and extension, that compression, of course, is like squash and stretch sort of stuff, right? So this is sort of compression. I'm compressing her legs down. And then extension is when they go the other way, when they go straight. So it's the difference between this bend here and this straight here that is where weight happens. In not just in this animation, but that's like in a run, in a jump, all that sort of stuff. Anything you do, that it's the difference between this pose and this pose that allow you to show gravity. Kind of silly, huh? Once you figure it out. So the first thing we want to do is have her get into a pose where she can grab the TV and lift it. And so I'm going to start by moving her foot, keeping one foot planted, moving the other foot a little bit, and getting her kind of centered over the thing. And I'm going to need to spin her hips too. Not that way, not that way. And if you're having trouble figuring out like what you should be doing here, do it yourself. Like pretend you're lifting something heavy. Just kind of rotate her down. And before I do any like superposing and get anything, like really set in stone about how she's going to grab this or where her hands are going to be or anything like that, before I do too much work, I sort of just want to work out. I sort of want to work out how I'm going to go about doing this. Like, what is that? What does the actual look like? Remember, like with the bicycle, I thought I had all this stuff set, and I'll just leave it. Obviously, working on a different model. I just want to give her body some twist because generally you sort of lift and twist when you get your stuff when you're lifting something heavy. It's probably a really good idea, like if you have something about this size, to go down and see how you would grab it if you're going to lift it up. Yeah. So now if I go to a right view, if this thing doesn't weigh that much, this isn't bad, because she'll now dude, and then somewhere before she gets to it, you have to do the anticipation of the grab. So I'm just going to do something really easy. Just make her arms or her hands come out a little bit so that it kind of insinuates that she's preparing to grab this thing. See how that works? Anticipation, interaction. Okay. Are you guys able to get this far? Okay. So at this point, I also want to set a key on the TV. I'm going to go up a little bit here. Okay, so once you get to this point here, right, we need to show that the TV isn't just super light. Otherwise, she'd just step back up and she'd go back up with it. So what we're going to do is we need to also get some crunch in her arms. Because right now her arms are straight. So we need to get her body closer even than this. So I'm going to go from 15, I'm going to go 10 more frames and do an ease into the pose, right? So this is kind of sort of where the pose is, actually. And then we go to 25. And I'm going to set keys on all of her stuff again. But I'm also going to get her body a lot closer. I want to bend her arms. I want to keep her hands where they are. And actually, if you want to, we can set FK up now, right? So I can set IK on, so I can turn FK off here. It's that one. I just set the wrong one. So this is, if you watch her arms, right? And we look, I have FK set here till frame 20, and then I switch to IK. And ideally they should be the same thing, but it's okay because it looks like she's kind of gripping it a little bit. I got away with murder there. And then I can also like take her body and get it really close to what she's about ready to do. And then I also want to curve. See, it's all about the curves and the straights, right? So I want to try and put some curve into her body where I can. I thought she had like a hip thing, like a hip flexor. And so now we've got her legs bent and she's bent over the TV and the TV has a key and everything is got a key. Make sure those have a key. I'm going back and it was better before. It's more subtle before. Because these are coming off, I accidentally, if we look here at the IK blend, which is these little blue boxes here, the IK controllers, get to it, these little blue X's. You can see that from the beginning here, IK is off, but then it hits a point here at 18 where it starts coming on again. You can actually have it like this. So this is 100% off here. And it's just remembering your FK stuff. And then on this one, it's on, but it snaps. So you would need to rotate that back. I'm going to say it's 100% off here. Yeah. There, and 100% off there, yeah. And then during this time, it's 100% on there and 100% on there. So over this 10 frames, it kind of adjusts, which is okay because her body comes down and it looks like she's just getting a better grip on it. Okie doke. So now she's got IK on her hands, which means that if I rotate her out, her hands will stay there a little bit. So for instance, I can take her body, oops, not there. If I come over here and go 25 and I go to 45, I can start lifting and rotating a little bit. I don't want her hand to come loose though. Then I can start moving the TV a little bit. But I need to keep her hands exactly where they were on the top of this thing. So they would start rotating it back a little bit. And see how she very slowly starts exerting weight on this? It's probably a lot faster than I want it to be. Tipping it. Or if we wanted to be more aggressive with our lift, like I could have her do this and then she can't lift it and she'd fumble around with it and stuff. Or if we just want to have her lift it, I can go from here to here. Oops. Doubled up my keys. Okay, so there's our, where is it on 46? So let's pose her in the, oh my God, I'm lifting something really heavy pose. Get that leg almost straight. Okay, so we got this pose grabbing, right? This pose is the final lifting pose. So in order to show weight, we need to take this TV set and hold it on the ground a little bit until her arms can extend. So I'm just going to take this key and move it 3 or 4 frames this way. There's an easier way to do this. I just want to show you this way. And see how as she lifts her arms, it's all, see the bend in her arms? And then as she comes up, the thing isn't moving, but then it starts to move a little bit, which means that she has a little weight to it, and she lifts it up. And then you go 46 to like 50. And you would put the bend back in her legs because it might be heavy. And you bring this back down. Keep her arms on it. Doesn't weigh very much, that TV, but it's kind of heavy for her. But do you guys kind of get the concept of, I mean, I haven't dialed this in at all. Now I can go back and fix it and stuff, but I really only put how many frames in here? About 10 frames. And we already have an semblance of weight. You can even go back up if you want. So half of this is pose and half of it is extension, is bend and extension. So bend, extension. Using her muscles. Arms bend, straight, bend, straight again, until she exerts enough weight to move the thing, and then it moves. And then she kind of bounces on her knee a bit.